Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of More Ways to LocalMed. In this episode, we're going to be talking about how to know where your patients are booking from. And today, I have a special guest with us. We have Chris, you might have seen him before, but he's our enterprise support specialist, and he's going to walk us through this today of how we can know where patients are booking from. How are you doing today, Chris?
I'm doing well. Hope you guys are doing well there as well.
It's a new year. I think everyone's excited for 2021. And so we thought this would be a great time to talk about where your patients are booking from. Everyone's kind of re-strategizing their marketing, I think, for 2021. It's always a great fresh start to do so. But obviously, you want to be strategic on how you're going about that. And so you want to know what marketing is working, what's not, where to spend your money, where to spend more money. And this is going to help you do that. So you know where these patients are coming from through LocalMed. So this is an important piece. LocalMed is not a marketing company, but we do work very closely with your marketing to really help increase that conversion. And when your marketing is set up correctly, it can really go far with getting those patients booking 24/7 through LocalMed's online scheduling. So Chris, why don't you walk through with us real quick? If you were a client of ours, you want to log into your portal, you want to see your appointments, but then what do you do once you get in there to find this information?
Yeah, absolutely. So the best way to do that, once you log in, and the online scheduling tab up in the top left, it's going to be the log of all of the appointments that have been scheduled online through the LocalMed. As you can see here, we're looking at just our demo, and this is basically what it would look like for all offices, being able to quickly see all the appointments that are coming through. And under each appointment that does come through, you'll be able to see all their contact information. And then something very important here is this source information here. This is obviously going to be able to tell you where the appointment's coming from, whether it's from the big three, which will be your website, Facebook, and your Google business page. Obviously, we can also see that if it's come from Instagram or any other social media site out there that you use, it'll be able to say here which source that appointment is actually coming from, where that patient is being able to find you in your practice. Obviously, due to HIPAA reasons here, we're just showing a little slight source that's just our demo. But we also have what it would look like from a real patient, what it would look like for all of your patients coming through here in a sec. It's basically showing you what it would look like being able to see where that patient's coming from. You can also come back here to the online scheduling tab, and you can export this information using a CSV. And if we click this, this is another really good tool to be able to show all the different patients that are coming through. And if you look at like a different field here, you can see when they scheduled or when the actual appointments are from. So if you want to go from a week by week or a month by month basis, you can see the number of appointments that have come through, and you can export that. And in that export, you can also filter by the source itself to be able to see the numbers that are coming through, whether it, again, is from your website, Facebook, Google, and be able to strategize where you want to spend those marketing dollars to best optimize how LocalMed online scheduling can work for you.
Yeah, and having that reporting is so valuable. I mean, I know some of our clients have shared that with their marketing companies, so they're able to really work together to see what's working and what's not. Sometimes you just want to know kind of like where you're at with things. And what I think is pretty neat, and I'll pull the screen back up here, Chris, if you can show. But on the right-hand side of the screen, when you're looking at all the appointments that booked through LocalMed, there's actually different filters you can select based on what type of reporting you're wanting to find. So on the right-hand side there, if you have multiple offices, you can choose particular offices. You can, and sorry, my screen's a little small here, but you can search by like the appointment source, like Chris was saying, what appointments came from Facebook, what appointments were booked during this time frame. You can do all these different filters. So in that way, if maybe 1 month you were doing a lot of ads for a particular service, and you want to see how many patients booked from that source in that time frame, you can easily pull reports like that, which I think personally is invaluable, especially when you are spending money on marketing, especially marketing where it can be costly. For example, like Google AdWords, where you are paying per click, and maybe you're paying $10 for every implant ad. You want to make sure that's converting. And so obviously including the online scheduling to these ads is increasing that conversion rate, but you do want to make sure that that dollar spend is being spent the way that you need to be spent and it's converting. So Chris, in regards to the reporting, is there anything else that our viewers or listeners need to know or should know or be aware of or take advantage of?
Sure. So another one that you kind of touched on there is with the Google AdWords or Google Analytics of any kind. We do have the ability to kind of embed that within our widgets to kind of link up with your Google Analytics that you have. So there's a couple of step-by-step ways for us to be able to do that. We can send you documentation to be able to get the what Google calls a UA code for us to be able to put that onto the widget and basically link that up with your Google Analytics to be able to track and see the best ways to get those patients to convert and see where they are scheduling and have that information to help you make really good decisions for you and your practice.
Perfect. And I'll put those instructions in the comments as well. So if you are looking to incorporate Google Ads into the marketing that you're doing at your practice, follow those instructions, and that way you can get set up with that additional tracking there. There was something else, and now I'm blanking on it, so I apologize, Chris. For if you're wanting to do custom ads, like let's say you're wanting to get implant ad, is there anything like special that our clients can do to make those ads convert further, but also to have that tracking set up appropriately?
Absolutely. I like to dumb it down as quickly as and easy as possible. Basically, say anywhere that you are on the internet, LocalMed scheduling can be there as well. So whether you're running ads or doing things for specific appointment types or specific providers, things like that, we can give you direct widgets to put in all of those ads. That if it is for an implant, for example, our widget can direct and have a default reason for visit, what we call, and basically it will go directly to implant returning, for example. That way, if you're targeting specific people that you know are overdue for either a crown implant or any other procedures that you need, we can add those reasons for visit for them to come in, and we can give you widgets that are specific to those. That way, all they have to do is click on it and schedule. They don't have to do any thinking. We do all that for them, and we can go ahead and have them schedule directly from anywhere that you do. And that can be everything from recalls for hygiene, any specific, Vanessa said, with regards to implants, Invisalign, whatever it might be that you want to be able to send out to patients, we can be there to help them schedule directly from those things that you send out to them.
Yeah, and I think conversion and tracking are probably the two biggest things that people are looking for when it comes to marketing. So definitely incorporate LocalMed. In general, include the widgets anywhere that you own and control your web presence. Include those in there so patients can book, but then also make sure that you're implementing the correct tracking so you can actually track the conversion with these as well too. So you know where to spend the extra dollars, you know what's working, what's not working, you can make those tweaks, and you can have a really successful 2021 that way. Chris, thank you so much for taking the time today to kind of walk through this with us. I'll make sure to include the additional instructions at the bottom. If you guys have any other questions or other topics you want us to discuss, make sure to include it in the comments as well. And Chris, if someone has any questions and want to just get in contact with support, what's the best way for them to get in contact with you?
The best way is to always, you can always email us at support@localmed.com, but you can also, whenever you log into your LocalMed portal, down in the bottom right, there's a little chat bubble. That's usually our best, quickest way that if you have questions or need to schedule anything for help or any advice that you need with regards to your scheduling. There's a little chat feature there, and we'd be happy to help with whatever you need.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, thank you for taking the time with us today. And we will see you all on the next episode of More Ways to LocalMed.